too. And yes, December was a little tough for me. I was sick. My girls were sick. Oh, it was a lot of sickness in our house. 2 little kids, 4 and 7. It definitely happens. Let me tweet out the live stream. I've got some great stuff for you guys today. So I hope that everyone is catching the notifications and jumping on. So I do apologize. I got some messages. People were saying, "Oh my goodness, I've really missed you." I say, you know what? I missed everyone too. The issue is I was sick. My kids were sick. Everyone's at home. We're in lockdown up here in Montreal. The kids are doing learning from home, and that will go on all the way through next week. So rolling with it, right? Take life as it happens. But as I always say, family first. With health is very important. So let's see. Let's do this. Oh, I forget that. I forget that I'm on that. And copy this. I think I copied that. All right. And there we go. All right. So we got that set up. Let me get the live stream going so I can see your guys and see your chat questions, all that good stuff. Oh, see, I'm out of practice. Pardon me. I'm out of practice. All right. Let's get this screen changed up. There we go. All right, so we've got that going. I have had some computer internet issues, so if I do lose you, it is nothing intentional. It's just, the world of the internet at the moment. All right, so let's get rid of this. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so we've got the list up here on the right. And this is my daily watch list. If you go to CJ and Trade, welcome to save 10%. So let's talk about the SPY. SPY, I said, hey, if we go above 471, it's a long below 468, a nice potential short. Hey, Troy, Happy New Year. So did we have a nice short? You bet we did, all the way down to 466, actually down to 465.50. So a nice $2.50 move once it broke below, second time around right there. And what I wanted to show you, I am on earlier today. Why? Because I usually teach at 11 a.m. over here in the training pit. So I'm going to give you guys a little teaser. This is my buddy Jay, and you can see we have a lot of awesome stuff here. We've got teaching that goes on usually twice a day, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern, and also from 12:30 to 1:30. So we swapped for today. He's got doctor's appointments. Life happens, right? So that is Jay. And you can see we've got the chat, and it's amazing, amazing room. So check that out. That is down in the description below. And also, I wanted to talk a bit about Melania Trump's new NFT site, but we will do that very shortly. All right, we'll do that when we come to the cryptos. So we've got the SPY, nice little trade there. Qs, if we went up above 386.60, did we have a little trade? Yes, we had a little pop there, $1.50 almost up above. And did we break down below? $2 to the downside for the Qs as a short. This has actually provided opportunities both way. Feels like the market's a little schizophrenic. Can't make up its mind today. It wants to be short and wants to be long, right? Same thing with the Russell, dropped down below and now all the way up here. However, now it seems like if we can hold this 24 EMA on this 5-minute chart, potentially we're going to be breaking back up above, maybe on up for that retracement trade over here. Maybe we're going to fill it back up all the way to 220.45 or 221 even on the Russell. Dow Jones today, 364 and 365.75. This one is a bit weaker. We have not really rebounded in the same way that we had. Hey, Yoli, how's it going? You saw Jay on there. Yeah. Yoli is one of our traders. He went through the training pit on over to the Java pit. He is an awesome trader. So welcome, Yoli. Hey, Lillian. Welcome, welcome. All right, so here we have the Dow Jones. Hey, if it broke down below 364, yep, had a nice downward trade. Now, remember, Dow Jones is very easily manipulated. Only 30 stocks in this. Yeah, mine was a bit more aggressive. 30.8660 was mine. So typically I tend to be a little bit more aggressive on mine, and 382 and 386.60. Looking at a couple things on my charts, some patterns that I tend to see. Hey Abe, Happy New Year. So just some things that I have noticed over time for myself to be a little bit more aggressive on it. So it did provide a nice little trade right there. But that is the retracement trade. So you always have to be aggressive in taking those profits, right? Hey, Terry, Happy New Year. All right, so let's go down the list, right? We had Bed Bath & Beyond had earnings today. This was a wild range pre-market, so I did have a very wide range on this breakout up above 1550 or down below 12. It did have a nice little trade to the upside up to 1638. So you can see we did have a lot of resistance right there at 16 over here on the daily chart as well as 16. And look, we were hitting some moving averages on our 24-hour chart over here. So definitely provided some resistance and some selling came into the picture. Ford has been quite active lately, had big movement on the daily chart, came up, and I believe it hit, oh no, I was thinking of a different one, PLTR, I think, or AT&T, I think, that had a moving average that we hit. So Ford, big move up and then a bit sideways. Feels like maybe we are setting up a flag, but we do have some selling wicks right here. So keep that in mind. Like the rest of the market, had a nice short opportunity, roughly 10:30, and broke down for a little trade there. But the key of it all is being prepared with your trading plan. Thank you, Lillian. Happy New Year to you as well. This new year has been better than December. We had a bit of sickness in our household. All right. DDOG, Datadog trading had a big move, was looking to see if we were going to come down and test this 161 EMA. Again, sure enough, we did. Had a bigger move down with the market 143, big support. I wonder if there's a nice big print right there. I'll have to check it out later to see if DDOG had a big, massive print, because that does look like some dark pool activity over here on DDOG. All right, and PLTR today. PLTR, remember, has had a large amount of investment into gold. So watching PLTR as a potential way to also trade a bit of gold. That's how they were hedging themselves. They bought billions in gold. And now we had a big drawdown down to 1610. Nice reversal down here. Big volume. You can see the volume was ramping up and then it descended. So I would actually look for a bit of a reversal right here on this 161 EMA. So if you happen to be in this long, in my opinion, I would watch for that 1706 to provide resistance. All right, AT&T, my final one on my potential long list, although I do map out the trades both directions, right? But this had pre-market momentum long. This is the one that I was looking at that had hit this 200 EMA over here. And sure enough, we hit it again today and has filled the gap back down to that 4 EMA. So this one's kind of in a tough spot. Are we going to reload back down here and move up, or is this going to come all the way back down? I do like to use my 24 EMA really as a trend change. We might see some dividend selling going on because we do have dividends coming up. Ex-dividend date, the important date to be the owner of record for that dividend, right? So is this going to be people selling off just before the dividend had a nice run up prior to that, hit a moving average, and now it is they're taking some profits. So looking for that, maybe a print that came in down here around 10:15. Apple's been a little schizophrenic, a little sideways. We go up, we go down, we go up. And we did hit our moving average up here, and we've come down below the bearish below. We've gone up above the bullish above. And it did provide a little bit of trading opportunity. We have had some dark pool prints on this today. So I am definitely watching this, going to see if we can reclaim this move all the way back up to 176 area. That's what I would really be looking at, is for the 176 area on Apple, if we can break back up above that. But it's just gone both directions today, kind of like the market, right? Apple is a big player in the Qs and the S&P 500. So the fact that it has gone a bit sideways, hey, it's helping to move the market in the same way for both the indexes. DT had big volume Big potential move up or down today, had that downward motion until about 10 o'clock and then rebounded. Also, remember to always check forexfactory.com, free site to check the latest updates, right? So we had negative on unemployment, negative on ISM PMI, let's see, industrial something, right? Institute for Supply Management. There you go. I was totally off, but it's okay. You can look at it right here and you can see, well, this is much lower, right? They're starting to have the numbers come in lower. We had FOMC stating that they wanted to be a bit more aggressive in cutting interest rates in March. So keeping that in mind, the market does trade ahead of itself. Yesterday's price action was likely in relation to FOMC. The Fed runs the market. Don't mess with the Fed. We'll get into that maybe tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be back with you guys tomorrow. Back regular trading times. It's tough with the kids home. And I won't lie, it's a little bit more difficult to keep them quiet, everything like that. All right, so let's go back over here. So we've got Tesla today. Tesla definitely pulling back today on the day. Big move to the downside. Now we do have this wedge over here. Let's draw another. What do I want? I want to have a trend line, this one. So over here, right? So we've got all these, we sort of have this megaphone to the downward side right here, and this is our new upward boundary. So if we can break up above 1100 again, maybe 1088, then we could see this test back up here again. But for now, we're still in that downward motion. We did hit the 20 SMA over here and a bit of a bounce, which is right where we came. So are we going to continue this downward trend? We're below our 50 simple moving average now, this blue line right here, that was acting as support. Are we going to close up above 1075, we'll call it, to see? That would likely lead me to believe that some support is coming back in for Tesla, and a bit of an inverted head and shoulders right here. Do you guys see this? Of a shoulder, head, potential shoulder right here, a little bit higher. And then if we use this right here as our neckline, then we have a potential depth of 257. So add that to 1160, and we're looking at 1420 approximately as a trade price for Tesla, if it does break out to the upside. Tesla was hit as well a bit with the market. Now Tesla is part of the S&P 500. Yep. I know, Yoli. I keep some stuff secret on here. That's why we have the Java pit for all those amazing dark pool prints. But it's also testing. We have an anchored, volume weighted anchor price over here that it's also testing. And Microsoft today also had a bigger move back to the downside. This had a big gap down. So it did gap down. And top three in the S&P 500, Microsoft, Apple, and Tesla. So when we look at those three now, when they're moving down, the indexes are going to move down. When they move up, the indexes are going to move up. So it feels a bit more like positioning day today. And we might see that, hey, we're going to retrace all the way back up, or maybe this moving average is going to come down and it'll be about over here, 320 tomorrow. So we might see a bit more of a bounce up and then a roll over. Right now, and we're also showing a bit oversold here. Let's check Tesla. I don't really use these as indications to get in, more indications not to be in a trade, right? So this, it's still in the mid area. It's not really oversold. You can see down here when it was definitely oversold, it rebounded in quite nicely. And let's look at Apple as well. Because when we have that oversold, we tend to have sort of a snapback effect, like a rubber band. So Apple's still showing some potential downward motion, and we're hanging around the oversold area almost on the 5-minute chart over here. All right, so let's come back. Let's look at Facebook today. Facebook. Oh, you know what, Lovebright? I do have some beginners trading stuff on how to learn how to trade, and also the trading pit, which the link is down below. I did show it earlier at thedarkpools.com. Oh, you're very welcome, Troy. Yeah, and Facebook, again, another massive move today. all those shorts that get stuck in here, right? Then they get squeezed. You can see how it also moved above these moving averages, and look, it's surging to the upside, right? Now it seems like it's somewhat found a bit of resistance up here, and we're starting to go below the moving averages. The averages have caught up. So if this were to go, in my opinion, below 33.3660, I would get out of it. Still a beautiful profit, right? From 327.50, $9 all the way up there. So great move on that today. Couldn't be upset if you were able to lock the $9 profit. Let's go and look at crypto. Let's actually look at Melania Trump's NFTs really quickly. So if you go to Melania Trump right here, it takes a while to load. It could just be my internet now. And then you have NFT, and it pops up right over here. So you can see she is releasing NFTs slowly but surely. And these are non-fungible tokens related to these digital images. So you can own the digital image, you can own the GIF. However, you see how it's set up over here, how it changes, it fills in. The most recent one is the head of state collection right here with the official state visit with French President Emmanuel Macron. Starting at, now it's gone up. It was at 250,000, 200,000 just a couple moments ago. So it is definitely on the rise already for the bidding. So you are able to bid on her non-fungible tokens. But most interesting thing, Solano, that's what I wanted to look at, is the crypto involved. So let's go to the crypto list over here. And I'm going to sort it by change. I like to do that. We'll touch a bit more on the ones that I really like. So let's go down here. Solano is a bit on the red side today, but as long as this can hold really 140, I do like this. We have seen that Melania Trump has chosen it as her coin to be paid in, right? She would like to be paid in Solano. A lot of cryptos are now getting a lot of attention. Bitcoin is in the burn down mode now as that low float. But looking at this, as long as we can stay above 140, I would give it just a little bit of wiggle room to stay above this moving average. Looks like then this could move to new highs. So let's use a really cool tool. Trend-based fib extension. So we'll go from here to here to here. So we'd look for this to head on up to roughly 385. That would be my target. So giving it potentially $10 to the downside for 230 to the upside, not so bad, right? Now, I'm not saying it's going to do this like this, but it could very well do it. And being a former first lady, she might know a bit about these projects and which ones are going to survive and, survive this potential meltdown that we might see in the crypto space. So here's Bitcoin today. We will put this up. I will change this to a weekly chart over here. Bitcoin does look like it's in its downward motion right now. So it does look like it has that potential to move down further. On the weekly, it's a little easier to see. Let's make this actually a monthly on the left. We'll expand this over. Taking a second, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so we've got the monthly on the left, right? And this looks like maybe we're going to come back down to 41,440 over here. We've tested that in the past, that EMA right there, maybe all the way down to 35,000. If we were to break below 35,000, look, when we broke down here, it definitely dropped further. Now, let's do a quick fib retracement test over here. So we go from here to here. And it came down there, okay? So if we go all the way up here, maybe we're going to see it come down to 13,400, right? That is going to be my aggressive short target. I do like this to the short side as long as it can stay below 46,000. But that would be my aggressive short target right here. Taking some profit along the way to the downside. Many people would probably try to buy the 61% right here. But I think we could see it move further. Now, if we wanted to be a little bit more conservative, I would say 18,900 right here would be my more conservative. Square, yeah, let's go check out Square. 2 seconds while it loads. Let me see if I have any block prints. Sorry, on another computer up here to check block prints over there. So Square, did they change their name? Looks like they changed their name. So it does look like it is getting a bit of a short squeeze right now, breaking up above 146. I would look for it to come and test that 150.80, right? So maybe in between these two over here, 150.80, it does look like it had a bit of support over here before it broke down 150.80 and then came on down to 150.40. So maybe 150. Watch for that 150. That would be that target area that I would look at for Square. Nice call out there, Tony. It is definitely moving and squeezing. Had big volume that came in right here when it broke above the high, former high right there, came in, and then it pulled back to the averages and surging higher. All right, guys, I'm going to run because in just about half an hour, I will be teaching again over at the training pit over here. Here's Jay, our buddy. You can see Jay, Jocelyn. So know that we are a team. We work to help to educate you guys. So come on over to thedarkpools.com. Let's pull it up right here. Thedarkpools.com. And you can check it out. A great place to start if you are a beginner, right? So the dark pools right there. Step 1, the training pit. A great place for brand new traders. If you want to learn more about trading, more about the dark pool. Oh my goodness, what the heck is the dark pool? How do you use it as a trading edge? Well, you know, billions of dollars that run the market. Those are the whales. They trade in the dark pool. All right, that's going to be it for today, guys. Carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. Have an amazing trading day. And I will hopefully see you all tomorrow, given that there's no weird things that happen in our